Hello, my name is Carol May Whittick, spiritual life coach and host of Higher Energetic Resonance Inspirations. This week I'm focusing on visualization. What is visualization? How can we develop a visualization practice? And how we can use visualization to heal and transform our lives. From Orison Swett Marden. We lift ourselves by our thought. We climb upon our vision of ourselves. If you want to enlarge your life, you must first enlarge your thought of it and of yourself. Hold the ideal of yourself as you long to be, always, everywhere. From Proverbs 29 verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. So what is visualization? How does it work? What is this thing that people are talking about? My interpretation of visualization is to really use your imagination at the deepest level, at the most expansive level. So thinking about something that you want to bring into your life, but not just merely keeping it on a mental level, but immersing yourself in everything that's related to that on every sensory level that you can conjure up. So for instance, thinking about something that you want to do in the future. So say you're on a fitness journey. Imagine everything about being at the place that you want to be, but imagining that now. So for instance, you'll start to imagine what it is to be in a stronger body, to have more energy, to want to move more, to be able to endure longer walks. If you're a runner or engaging in any activity, getting to the point where those activities are taken with ease. You may even start to imagine what you'd look like in certain clothes. You may even want to think about the food that you'll be eating when you're in that space. And then also the way that people will greet you, the things that they will say to you. And instead of just keeping them on a shelf on the that's what's going to happen in the future when, is as much as you can bring everything about that vision into your present moment. What is it about that future version of yourself that you can do today? If you are on a fitness journey, what is the fitter version of you doing? What is the fitter version of you eating? How do they move? Embodying that in the present tense is actually going to bring that manifestation to you much closer and much quicker. And visualization is for everybody of any age, any denomination, whether you believe in something or someone or not. We all, to an extent, are visualizing. We all think about things that we want to happen. And fortunately, for the majority of people in the world who are not doing it on a creative and a conscious level, they're usually visioning the worst case scenario, all of the things that can go wrong, and getting into that space of fear and worry. And when you get into that space of fear and worry, you'll end up inviting more evidence of the worst case scenario happening. So it's getting into seeing what it is that you want. And that's not to say that bad things don't happen. That's not to say that we're just going to be in this love and light bubble where we pretend that things can't go pear-shaped a little bit. But if you're moving from a more empowered state, then you're going to be able to handle any obstacles, any negative, bad happenings in a much better way than you would do if you're in anxiety and worry about these things all the time. From Napoleon Hill, hold a picture of yourself long and steadily enough in your mind's eye, and you will be drawn towards it. Visualization to me, and my true understanding and the beginning of what I would consider my confidence in there being more to believing in things outside of what I could see on the tangible level, was when I started to write songs, write poems, just think about things that I wanted as a child, because I could always dream something and then create it in the real world, whether I was making new songs or clothes or cooking something, thinking about things that I could do or things that I wanted to win even. I can think of a couple of occasions when I knew that I had won something It was just a given. I saw myself with it, and I believed with every cell in my body that it was mine already. And on both of those occasions, I won. And there was no reason for me to believe that other than the fact that I just believed it. Also, when I was learning to ride a bike, I remember dreaming and seeing myself riding a bike, and just the freedom and the movement and the stability that I had, the balance that I'd managed to master, which is really what riding a bike is all about, is balance and confidence. And seeing that in my dream, and then the next day just getting on the bike and riding, it was like I felt it. I knew what it felt like. I knew how I had to place my body and get out of my mind and thinking of all the wrong things that could happen, and just all the things that could happen, and all the fun and the adventures I would have because I could do it. And the thing is, over time, as we get older and we get into the world and we get faced with the opinions of others, aren't they great? It starts to give us doubt over us believing that we're able to do these things, unless you're surrounded by people who are in that space constantly all the time. Naysayers will come, and your confidence or your strength in your belief of what you know to be true can easily be shaken by somebody else moving their lips. So that's where I tended to lose a little bit of faith in my instant ability to manifest, but my longer visions always held true. And visualization and my creativity gave me more confidence in the fact that there was spirit, there was something, someone, some being, somebody, some aspect of myself that I could communicate with at any time and be able to get results. It's pulled me out of the darkest of moments when everything around me in the real world, as you would say, seems to be going to hell in a handbag, that just remembering that there is more to this life than that. There is something that I can commune with that just gives me confidence that I can go and remember and see myself in different aspects, see myself on the opposite side of whatever it is that I'm going through at that particular moment, to know that it's going to be okay. And the confidence in that is highlighted by me just reminding myself that I've been through it before and I overcame it before and I can again. And using your imagination is also a way of really just imbuing that dream that you have for yourself in the future with more energy, with more sensation, so that its manifestation ultimately is a given. It's the obvious next step for you. From Les Brown: you must see your goals clearly and specifically before you can set out for them. Hold them in your mind until they become second nature. It's like setting out on a journey without knowing where you're going. Oftentimes we have those days where we just want to meander and not have any fixed idea or structure to our day. But in life, do we really want to move like that? The first quote, which was from Proverbs 29:18, a Bible verse, is saying, without vision the people perish. If we look on a wider level at the way that society goes, most people really don't have any fixed idea for their lives. So they are being led by the external. They are being led by a consensus idea that cares not about what they think. And this is why so many people end up living lives that they're dissatisfied with, because they're not visioning anything for themselves. That's their perishing. From Robert Foster Bennett: visualization is daydreaming with a purpose. So how do we visualize if we've never done it before? What are the ways that we can, what techniques, what methods can we use for effective visualization? While there's no one fixed way, there are commonalities, I believe, within visualization. First of all, you want to be in a space or in a place that you can really give yourself time to not be distracted or disturbed for at least 5 minutes. You can be sitting, you can be lying down. I tend to fall into a relaxed state very easily, so I try not to do many of my meditations lying down, because I'll usually zone out very quickly. So sitting will keep you more conscious, but lying down if that's more comfortable for you as well. And then the idea is to really think about what it is that you want and bring to life as many of the things that you want to imbue within that. What you can also do to bring that to mind is we think about visualization boards, vision boards, affirmations, is to just strengthen the story around what it is that you want to aim for. If it's a goal that you have in mind, what real world research can you do to actually bring that into your mind, to bring that into your vision? People have spoken about wanting to visualize new cars for themselves or new houses, or just to up-level the way that they live their lives. And one of the ways that you can do that to really get a sensory feeling of what that's like is to go into the area where you would like to live. Where would you like to buy a house? Walk around that area, look at the houses, go to the estate agents and get the brochures about the properties. If you're able to take yourself on a tour within the house so that you can actually physically feel yourself going through that environment, and then when you're in your visualization state, bring yourself back to that experience. If it's a new car that you want, can you test drive the car, or can you just go and sit in the car and get a feeling of what it's like to sit in the car, the smells of the car, what does the steering wheel feel like, how does it feel to sit in the seat, what does it look like to maneuver all the little buttons, what features does it have? If it's something about what you want for your business, what is it that you're trying to create? Who are the people that you want to bring into the business? Who are the people that you want to serve? Do you have any ideas of the name of it? What can you do today to actually bring your dream into the moment? And what can you do when you're visualizing, when you're writing about what your perfect day would be, what an average day would be in that? Anything that you can do that is about the reality of that, bringing that into the moment, even before you've taken the first step, is moving you into that visualization. We talk about daydreaming and imagination, and a lot of the time when we're younger, we get chastised for daydreaming. We get told that things are only in our imagination. Daydreaming is the best thing that you can do. Without daydreamers, we probably wouldn't have the majority of the things that we have in the world today that we take for granted. The technology, the fashion, the art, all of these things came from people daydreaming, came from people going into their imagination. And too often the imagination gets shunned away as something that's frivolous, when it's actually the most powerful thing that we have at our disposal. Our imagination, our daydreaming, gives us the opportunity to shift and change everything about our worlds. When we look and see that things around us are not as we want them to be, we have a choice. We can stay and we can bemoan the fact that we don't like what we're seeing, or we can get into visualizing, seeing where we want to go, and knowing and feeling that things can be better for us, and be able to use that energetic sense to bring it and attract it more to us. From Florence Scovel Shinn, man can only receive what he himself sees himself receiving. Also, we hear of people who are ill or have been given fatal diagnoses. I've seen it happen where people have been given the worst case scenario for themselves, and yet something in their mind have decided that that's not going to be the case for them. Also, parents imbuing positivity into children that were given diagnoses of not being much, not having any future, not being able to walk, not being able to overcome terminal illnesses. And yet people have been able to visualize themselves walking, visualizing themselves on a cellular level, healing. There are so many anecdotal stories about that. There are so many testimonies from people who were told that it was over for them. And yet there was part of them that decided that that was not the case. They saw better for themselves, and they were able to manifest a healed version of themselves and are living a life that people think are totally miraculous. We call so many things miraculous simply because we don't take on board the power that we have to shift and change the reality that we see around us. Because things are not explainable, because things aren't scientifically backed, then get told that they're miraculous or spontaneous healings. But yes, spontaneous healings, but that's because it's powerful. If it only happened one time, then yeah, maybe it would be something that's out of the blue. But these things happen time and time and time again, which should give us more confidence in the fact that it's not over for us if we get told it's over for us in any capacity. From Preg Jagyasi, visualizing the future is never just a figment of imagination. Instead, it's the pursuit of something real and tangible that will keep you focused at all times. So if you're excited, if you have something in your mind that you really want to bring into your now moment and get a real sense of what that feels like for you and how you can start to live from that space, I encourage you to sign up for the Embody Her, the Embody Higher Energetic Resonance program. This is a free program. The link is in the show notes, and it's a week-long journey with me talking about how to embody the energy, the energetic resonance on all levels of what it is that you want to achieve in your life. Often we're trying to make things happen from the position that we're in, where it seems so far away, where we've got all of these things to overcome, we've got these blocks, we've got these traumas, we've got all of the things that can go wrong. And all of the things can go wrong and do go wrong on multiple occasions. But if you're able to get into that embodied, higher energetic resonance state of the future you and feel what that feels like now, you're able also to feel into what that future self can give you in terms of advice, in terms of what the next step would be. If you can see yourself already having achieved what it is that you say you want to achieve, feel into that energy more and ask that self, what is it that you did to get there? What is the next step that I can do today? And it may just be something simple, so it doesn't freak you out or put you back into a fear state of all the things that can't happen. But if you can see and feel that you have done something, if you have that vision is given there for you to be able to step into, because moving into that vision is going to be the growth of you. It's going to be the transformation of you. It's going to put you in a bigger, better state for your life. From Albert Einstein, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. So thank you for joining me again on another episode of Higher Energetic Resonance Inspirations. Once again, if you want to join the Embody Higher Energetic Resonance journey, click the link in the show notes. It's totally free. Find out more about me on my website, which is carolmaywhittick.com, carolmaywhittick.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Carol May Whittick, on Instagram, Kazmic, Cazmick. Been great sharing with you once again. Visualize who you want to be. Step into that now. The world needs more visionaries. We don't want to perish. Take care.